our president Joe Biden, he was out in Ukraine. He was in Kyiv. Did a surprise visit.
Yeah, he just randomly popped up. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I'm sure they coordinated with Ukraine, but you just pop up at my country while I'm at war.
I think they wanted him to pop up. Like they want, they want support. They want our money. I mean, you've been outspoken about all the money we've been sending to Ukraine.
Money, weapons, everything we send to them. Meanwhile,
money, weapons,
all of our problems right here at home. Yes, bombs, absolutely big bombs. Big bomb.
Oh man, I think the whole world was surprised to see him over there. And I know you're really surprised that this war is still going on a year later. I know you thought that it was going to end in like a month.
I thought this shit was going to be over like max 3 months. I thought Russia was taking it. Like I thought it was going to be a wrap, and here we are. Ukraine is battling. Russia's got like all their troops in Ukraine, and they can't make any headway. They can't make any ground. What's your prediction for it for the war? You think it's going to be over this year, or you think it's going to just continue on for the next 5 years or something?
I have no idea, man. I would hope it ends before 2024. I just don't want to hear about it during election year here. Like I just don't. But that's me, a selfish American. Yeah. I hope it ends because war is terrible. But in reality, like, I don't know. I really have no idea. Like, I just hope it doesn't escalate and they start, dropping nuclear weapons. I saw your boy Trump. He's on the campaign trail. He's running for president in 2024. And he said there's 2 N-words. One is nuclear. And the other one we all know, and neither should ever be used. But he said there's 2 N-words.
He said that? Yes. Why did I not hear this? I would have put this clip in here.
Yeah, this should definitely be. Oh, yeah, we should have that clip. But no, he did say that.
I've been avoiding the news. I still have not really been paying attention to CNN, MSNBC, and any of them. Honestly, I've been avoiding that shit. I did see that he announced. Nikki Haley announced. Who else announced?
Man, I haven't been keeping up.
There was one other person that was like a Republican that announced. It seemed like they're trying to get out there early.
Yeah. Yeah, because Democrats really can't say anything because they don't know if Biden's going to run or not. He hasn't said. He still hasn't said.
He's running. Well, he's walking with a cane. But he's going to get to that election one way or another.
Yeah. But yeah, Nikki Haley did announce her candidacy. And, I haven't been watching the news either. But, Don Lemon, since, CNN has their new president, they gave him a new morning show. And, he had some comments about Nikki Haley because she was speaking about mental competency, talking about, our president is like 80 years old and, Trump is like 76. And that if you're above 75, like you should have like a mental competency check to make sure you're all there. And, she was saying we need candidates who aren't past their prime. And Don Lemon said, well, she's a woman who's 51 and hate to break it to her, but women are past their prime once they're out of their 20s and 30s and maybe 40s. And the women anchors looked at him like crazy. Like, what are you talking about? He was like, don't ask me, Google it. Like, he was very like confident in it. He apologized multiple times, took some time off, took a few pods off.
Yep.
And he came back today. He came back today after tweeting out an apology. I don't think he said anything on the broadcast.
Back to work. No, yeah. He just said something about like I've been learning, I've been growing, I hear you.
Yes.
Let's get back to work. Let's get back to
yeah. So I think they said he's going to go to some type of sensitivity training. What do you think about that? Do you think it's enough? And what's up with CNN?
I mean,
I saw Don Lemon. He was at the Knicks-Nets game. I'm like, is this what they're doing now? I've never seen that before. Him and the CNN people. I don't know what they're doing. Is he trying to be more loose?
He was there as like a news reporter?
Yeah, like I guess because they're with TNT and stuff. Like they were on the court like beforehand.
Really?
Yeah, it was weird. I'm like, they're doing all this like crossover stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it was definitely a comment in poor taste. there were people asking for him to be like suspended indefinitely, lose his job. I feel like that's a bit excessive. Like, he made a mistake. He didn't say, like, he didn't call her out her name. He didn't do nothing crazy like that. Like, did he talk about her being past her prime in a negative sense, talking about like women and the things that biologically happen to them? Yeah, he did. Did it have anything to do with her capability to be a president? No, it did not. But shit happens. Shit happens.
I mean, yeah, he was pretty adamant about what he was trying to say. He didn't want to elaborate. He just said, Google it. Everybody knows it. Women are dried up. No one cares about them. It's just like, whoa, what does this have to do with being president? Just because you can't menstruate? Is that what he was trying to say? I'm not
He
sure.
can't menstruate either. So what?
Yeah, that's very true. But I mean, I do think. It was super sexist.
No, it was. It was. That's undeniable. That is undeniable. All right, we can all agree on that.
Like, I don't know why he felt like he could just say some shit like that, but hey, he believed it.
I think
he wanted to put it on Google.
I feel like the words came out of his mouth, and he saw his co-host's face, and he was like, "That's it. Like, I'm not going to elaborate on it. I said what I said," and he immediately knew that he had fucked up.
Yeah. I don't know if he knew that he fucked up, because he seemed like he just didn't want to argue with them because they're just women and they're past their prime. They're not worth him talking to. That's the sense I got. But hey, he's back, and hopefully he'll be more respectful for women over 50.
Hopefully.
But I thought it was a little funny. CNN, they haven't been the same since they fired Chris Cuomo, and he said, he was going to sue CNN. He does have an open lawsuit against CNN. I think like $150 million he's suing them for.
He does.
Since then, the president of CNN, he had to step down because, it came out that he was having an affair with a staffer. So they have a new president. Mm-hmm. And Chris Cuomo, he has a new job. Nobody watches his show, but he's still working. He's still working. And in a podcast, he admitted that he wanted to kill everyone and then himself after that CNN firing, and he had to move on. What do you think about him being this open? We talked about the Cuomo brothers a lot.
I mean, listen, he has a platform. He's clearly, we talked about this before, whether or not he was going to make a comeback and what the timing was going to look like for that. He's clearly angling for that. Same with his brother. I think, he's got to say things to get people to talk about him. That's kind of just what it is. He needs the attention. He needs the clickbait sort of stuff so that he can get viewers, so that he can end up, what is he, back on some random news show or something?
Is it like Newsmax or something? I'm not sure.
Yeah, so
something I've never watched before. They said only over 100,000 viewers watched his Kanye interview last year, which he thought was going to be like a big deal, and even that, nobody cared.
Yeah, only 100,000 for a Kanye interview. That's pretty poor.
News Nation is the network he's on now. But yeah, what do you think about him saying he wanted to kill everybody and then himself? And he also kind of referenced being Italian and being a very passionate person. I know, you're part Italian. Do you ever feel that bitter and vengeful? And would you blame it on that side of yourself?
Listen, I might have more reason to be bitter and vengeful about being Italian. And no, I don't feel that way. Like, I would want to kill myself. This guy's, I'm telling you, it's clickbait. He just wants people's attention, their sympathy. He wants them to be like, oh, poor Chris, I can't believe this happened to him. Well, let's watch his show. That's all it is. But he's making Italians look bad. They are way stronger than that.
I don't know. No. I think he's being very honest in his feelings, and the lawsuit is for $125 million. I don't know if he'll end up seeing any of that money.
He might see 25.
But I think that they screwed him over because the president was in cahoots with his brother too. He was honest with the network.
Yeah.
about him helping his brother out. And then they use that as a reason why to fire him. I don't think that that's right. So I think he has a case.
Yeah, I definitely think there's some shady stuff that went on, both on his side as well as CNN side. But he's trying to battle against a major company, like a
Yeah.
major media company. It's going to be an uphill battle. If he can get something, I'm sure they'll reach a settlement.
Hmm.
But it's not going to be 125. That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they should have paid out his contract if they're going to let him go.
Yeah.
But they said we don't have to do that. And then he said I'm going to blow everything up, but he's moved on now.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll hear from his brother. He's been pretty quiet lately.
He has been a little bit quiet, but I mean, let Biden open that door for some Democratic nominees. You're definitely going to hear Cuomo's name. Definitely.
That's a bold prediction.
I think so. I think you'll hear it.
Hey,
Even if it's just early on, he's going to try something. He hasn't reached the 85-year-old limit on running for public office. You know,